$500 is enough to support a childhood immunization kit filled with enough supplies to ensure up to 10 children get the immunizations needed to fight life-threatening disease. So not only are they donating for this marathon, not only are they entered to win some prizes, but they really are making a difference. I hope that everyone can too. This is such an awesome cause. And with that, I'm seeing all the hype in chat. I've seen everyone getting excited about Pikmin. I am so happy to say that we do in fact have a Pikmin run up next. I am happy to introduce Claris with her run of Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Hello everyone and welcome to Pikmin 3 Deluxe being brought to you by Claris.
Woo!
I am ShiningEspeon and I will be providing commentary here today alongside Giselle.
Hi, Giselle here, and I'm excited for the run, excited to commentate on it.
Yeah, this is a super cool speed game. Pikmin is kind of like a real-time strategy / puzzle game where you command all these Pikmin to solve all these problems, do all these puzzles, and we're gonna break most of that, so
Yep.
It's gonna be really exciting. You good to go, Claris?
Yep.
Yeah, we're good to go, so count us down.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Woo!
Alright, so
Yay, let's go!
here we go. We're starting off with day one, and I'm just going to kind of take this time to give a little bit of an overview of the things we're going to be seeing repeatedly in the speedrun. The speedrun, we break the game pretty significantly. It hinges on a couple main tricks that we're going to repeat in most of the levels. The first one involves the squad system, and your squad consists of all of everyone that you, the players, are controlling. So not just your Pikmin, but also your individual commanders, Alf, Brittany, and Charlie. And the way the game works is if you whistle a Pikmin or another commander, they'll be added to your squad, and the game will attempt to route them over to you. And if they can't make it to you because there's no route to you, and within a few seconds they're gonna give up and kind of just stop trying to get to you. But if you move through a loading zone in those few seconds, they'll just be warped to the loading zone with you, and it ends up being really exploitable. The other big thing we're gonna see is if you end up going out of bounds and then falling through the map while out of bounds, the game's gonna plop you in at the nearest inbounds location, and that combined with the loading zone warp is going to allow us to skip over a whole lot of most of these levels. So we're in day one. This is a tutorial day, and just kind of learning the basic mechanics here. And a little speed tech that Claris is doing here is we need to use these red Pikmin to build the bridge. And you'll see that Claris is getting right up behind them and just pushing the Pikmin while they're building the bridge. And there's not a lot of places you can push Pikmin for speed. It's really just with bridge pieces, I think, right?
Yeah.
But while we're in the section where we're exclusively waiting on reds, you can do a little bit of baby pushing here to, save some time. So this first day is you're just mostly getting your bearings, but the goal is going to be, it shows you how to build a bridge. It shows you how to defeat some basic enemies, and then you're going to be focusing on growing enough Pikmin to push Bag out of the way to progress to the level. So this kind of shows the mechanics that we're going to be doing repeatedly throughout the run. I don't see anything immediately pressing right now. You have anything, Claris?
Yeah, let's talk about difficulty. So, I'm playing this on normal mode, which is the easiest difficulty. It's actually easier than the default difficulty on Wii U, which did not have difficulty options. So enemies have half health compared to Wii U. And that's, there's a lot of things that save time over the original game. That's one of the biggest right there, just enemies having half health, which saves a ton of time on bosses.
Yeah, it's going to enable quick kills on almost every boss. There's another significant difference that I think Giselle's going to highlight when we get to day 2.
Yeah.
When it actually pops up.
Yeah, and also the Wii U version like released in 2013, and this is Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Here is the Switch port, I guess, which released late last year. So the
Yeah,
Switch
so
port
a
includes
bunch of
those-
little additions and improvements.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, they didn't fix a lot of big glitches, so that's fun.
Yeah, it's like there were a few they tried to fix, but then there's just alternate methods for doing them.
Yeah.
So
God bless them for leaving this game just so broken.
yeah, it makes the game a lot more fun. So like honestly, I am super glad they did that.
Yeah, when we get to the point where we're going to start throwing around glitches left and right, like this just becomes a really exciting speed game. I'm really excited for that. Are we good to throw in a couple donations, Claris?
Sure.
Yeah, we're good for a few donations while we wrap up today.
Perfect, because we do have a few donations to read for sure. We have $5 from Miranda, who says, really looking forward to the Pikmin run. Good luck to Claris. I'd also like to shout out Kara for a decade of friendship and general awesomeness. And we have $50 from the appropriately named Paper Mario fan, who says, this is where my love for the Paper Mario games began, and I would love to watch this run. We also have a $20 donation from Mr. Small, who says, here's $20 for the best Mario game, Paper Mario.
Alright, so can you explain the like juice mechanic?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the whole point of this game is basically to gather enough food supply for your home planet, and you start the game with 3 bottles of juice. Each bottle of juice is rations for 1 day. So at the end of the day, you consume a bottle of juice, and if you have no juice going to the end of the day, then it's basically game over. So you start with 3 bottles. There are a total of 7 days that we're going to be doing in this run, so we're going to have to be picking up fruits throughout the run to replenish our juice supply. There's 2 different points we're going to pick up fruits that are convenient, and that'll keep us going through day 7.
Yeah. There are actually like 66 fruits total in the game. We only get 2 of them though. That's any percent for you. And
Yeah.
so day 2 here is one of the longer days in the run, and it's pretty much the last day, which doesn't have huge skips in it as well. So there's just a lot of focus on multitasking. Like here we're having some Pikmin work on that dirt wall. We're gonna toss some Pikmin over the bridge that isn't built yet, and they're gonna work on that dirt wall in the meantime. We need to build the bridge to get Alph across though. So gonna work on those bridge pieces while also working on growing more Pikmin. We're gonna be growing a lot of Pikmin in this day, so that it's just like the more Pikmin you have, the faster you can get things done.
Sometimes Pikmin get a little bit, get ideas in their own heads about what they want to be doing, and you might have to like reassign them.
Very much so. So earlier we mentioned there was another big difference with normal mode in this game, and so they added a lot of nectar in this level in particular in normal mode, and so nectar in this game lets you flower your Pikmin, and when they're flowered, they carry things much faster compared to leaf Pikmin. So especially when we're bringing items back from defeating a boss, it's just very useful to use flower Pikmin to carry that much faster.
Yeah, so our big priority in this level is growing a lot of Pikmin, but also flowering like each and every one of them, because it ends up making a big difference over time.
Yeah, so on Wii U, you would have no flowers leaving the save, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we're gonna get like, was it 70 something Pikmin, and it's doable to pretty much flower them all. So
There's 86 we leave with?
It's a bit over 80.
yeah, so in this cave we got rock Pikmin after we beat that jellyfish enemy, and so rock Pikmin can break crystals and also glass walls, and they're also very effective against certain enemies. And so we just need them to progress through the game.
Yeah, so there I threw all my Pikmin out the way. That's just to get them out of the way, basically, to make it easier to see what I'm doing without all these little Pikmin taking up the screen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, and like, things are context sensitive here. If the screen gets cluttered, you could be trying to like pluck a Pikmin, you end up throwing another Pikmin instead, and so Claris just takes little like slivers of downtime, throws Pikmin out of the way to avoid that issue.
I think there's some more nectar here, so while we're working on that, we free Brittany, who's behind that glass wall. So she's the second captain that we have in this level, and
That's awkward.
A little subtle thing that you saw Claris doing there is the Pikmin are considered flowered the moment that they touch the nectar. So you saw basically that Claris charged the Pikmin at the nectar and then basically immediately whistled them off, and they were already flowered like as soon as they got whistled. And then another moment where that pops up is when Claris is plucking Pikmin. She's going to start the plucking animation and immediately tap the whistle button to end the animation. And so there's a lot of little animation cancels like this that she takes advantage of to save little bits and pieces of time.
so here we're gonna split up our Pikmin for more multitasking. So got a couple of Pikmin work to distract the fiery bullhogs there, and so we need to get them across the water here to work on that dirt wall, and also work on the bridge pieces. We need to build the bridge to bring the item back from the boss. And there's a way to, like instead of tossing all the Pikmin over, you can also like make them go for a swim, but it saves like 2 seconds and it's pretty risky for a marathon, so.
I'm glad I caught the rep of that, because I want that little hog brought back while I'm fighting the boss here.
Yeah, that's more of the multitasking thing. Whenever we're in the middle of something, we want all of our Pikmin to be busy doing other things. Now we are on our way to the boss, the first real boss fight of the game against the armored Maudad. And this is one of the more RNG heavy fights in the game, and Del can probably delve into the mechanics of it for us.
Yeah, basically just the movement of this boss is quite random, and you can go perfect or you can lose, over 20 seconds just because it decides to move a certain way. Okay, so it's pretty good so far. It just stopped as soon as it got on the wall there. So, okay.
The big thing is you can't kill the boss while it's up on the wall, so you want it to spend as little time on the wall as possible. And that was just a beautiful, I think literally an optimal pattern there.
Yeah, pretty close at least.
Yeah, and that boss can run up all the way on the wall. It can hang up on the wall and just stop moving. Like it can do all sorts of things to troll you. So the fact that the Maudad was kind this time is a blessing.
Yeah, so now, we got 20 Pikmin on the phone to carry it back. That's the maximum possible. So it's gonna get back to the SS Drake as quickly as possible, as long as the finishing the bridge pieces is timed well with that as well. So there's a few moving parts. We want to finish
all of our other tasks before that phone makes it back to the ship.
Yeah, so in the meantime we can grow more Pikmin and also try and flower them all.
And another thing you'll see Claris doing that we've seen a couple times now is as soon as Pikmin are freed up from a task, like in this case, there were 2 sets of Pikmin bringing things back, and as soon as the first set brought back the blowhog, she took those Pikmin and threw them at the pellet, because getting a few extra Pikmin on the pellet made that move faster. Just another little small bit of time save that we do. And there we go. They're all flowered, and then the phone is back, and we can end the day, and that's day 2.
Yep.
No longer.
Alright, no Pikmin lost. That's good. Yeah, when you go to end the day, the game will tell you if there are any Pikmin that are in a position where they can't make it back, like where they're not safe, they're not either in a squad or at the ship, and in that case you just end up leaving those Pikmin behind, and then they are never seen again.
We have time for a donation or two right now.
Awesome. Twitch chat, I am going to need your help with this one. Please spam as many hearts as you can. We have $25 from Wolf Shadow, who says, I don't know if this will be read, but if it does, I'd appreciate it. I am donating my first of probably many this GDQ. Please put this toward Pet the Dogs in honor of our dog Toboe, who we just lost in a car accident we got in the eve of SGDQ. Love to all. Please love your fur babies for us. R.I.P. Toboe, we love you. I am so sorry to hear that, Wolf Shadow, but I really do hope we get to pet the dogs in this, and I know that I will be giving my bunnies many extra treats in Toboe's honor tonight, so thank you for that.
Okay, so we're moving now into day 3. This is the first like majorly broken day of the run. It's actually, I believe, the shortest day of the run when it's done optimally.
Yes.
Probably
which is very
going from the least broken day to the most broken day.
Yeah, so ordinarily in Vanilla Pikmin 3, at the beginning of the level, Brittany gets separated from Alf. She has to grow a bunch of yellow Pikmin, break her way out of the cave, build a bridge to reunite with Alf, and then they together have to build a second bridge to get into a cave and rescue Captain Charlie. And we're gonna do like one of those things. So first of all, here are the yellow Pikmin. We're gonna skip growing any more of them. We're not gonna get that yellow onion out of there. We're just gonna kind of go out of bounds here. So that trick is actually very, very finicky. That hill that Claris moves down is slippery, and if she kind of moves a little bit in the wrong direction, she'll just lose control and slide down the hill and have to start over. It's one of the hardest tricks to get used to when you're learning this game. And she moves around kind of above on top of the cave, and she touches the loading zone from the back corner, and that just lets her skip growing all the yellow Pikmin and breaking a rock. Now she's continuing to move out of bounds, and she's setting up for a those two tricks I mentioned side by side. She's going to get to a position where she falls out of bounds, and the game's going to place her right at the exit of the cave where Charlie is. And as soon as she lands there, essentially she's going to go for a loading zone warp to pull all of her Pikmin through that cave, so we skip literally the entirety of this level. For those who do not know this game, this is not an area that you would normally explore. This is basically considered scenery. Now, as she's moving through here, she has to move really precisely because there's a lot of invisible walls, and there's places where she can fall out of bounds in the wrong place or fall back in bounds. So she moved very fast, but it's actually like a really precise bit of movement. Now, Alpha immediately charges all of his Pikmin at that electric wall because we need to get them out of his control so Brittany can successfully whistle them from across the map. And we got all of them, and there we go. They're through the loading zone, and we are about to fight the boss already.
This boss can be kind of stressful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The big issue with this boss is you need exactly 10 yellow Pikmin, and basically that's all you can get here. You come in with 5, and you can convert 5 reds to yellows, and you need all those yellows, and if anything goes wrong, this boss fight is basically, like, ruined.
Oh, that's a terrible start.
Yeah, speaking of... Now,
You do have an extra chance, but
Yeah.
hopefully you don't need to use it.
Oh!
Oh
my goodness.
2 cycle.
You usually want to see that boss's health go down by more than half on the first cycle. The fact that Claris missed that is very scary, but then she clutched it at the end, so
Yeah.
we still got the fast day 3. That was excellent.
That was a really good save.
Oh, that was such a good save. Oh my god.
Oh, and by the way, because we skipped the yellow onion, there's the cutscenes at the end of the day are much shorter, like by almost 30 seconds, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we have
that's
no
another
cutscene
good
of the yellow onion merging with the others, but also we don't have yellow Pikmin anymore. We're not going to see yellow Pikmin for the rest of the run.
Yep.
So, we're actually going to be, like, heading immediately into day 4 since we skip all that cutscene. So, I'm just going to keep going to day 4. Day 4, we're going to do another little out-of-bounds trick that we're going to basically do immediately. And so, for the setup for this trick, Claris likes to basically not touch the camera at all, so the angle's just right for it. You can see she's going to pull her Pikmin out, and then she's going to immediately throw two of her Captains into the water. And then so she's going to have Charlie just carry Brittany, and basically position at like the seam of the inbounds area, and then try to whistle so that she falls out of bounds, and then as soon as he dismisses her, she runs away and then falls to the map and is deposited here. Now, meanwhile, I'd like to introduce you to a very special friend. This little fella right here, this whip-tongue bulbor, we have called Big Snacky, and he is the heart and soul of Pikmin 3 speedrunning. So you got to see a little bit of Big Snacky there. We have to go past him right now for a boss, but you know, that's really what makes this run. That's the reason you should run Pikmin 3. Right, Claris?
Yes, absolutely.
Pretty much.
Okay, so we're coming up on the boss fight already against the sand-belching mirror slug. This boss fight has like basically 3 distinct phases that are marked by damage caps. So first, the mirror slug's going to start underground, and we have to aggro the mirror slug enough so that, like that, he bursts out of the ground, and then we hit him until he goes to half his health. And then the next phase is we're gonna hit him until he goes to about like an 1/8 of his health, maybe a 16th, but just a sliver left. So what Claris is gonna be doing is she's gonna start digging up bomb rocks for a little bit of time save that I'll get into in a minute.
Okay. Sometimes it just happens where your Pikmin just get stuck and don't move for a bit, and that was an unfortunate time for that to happen. But oh well.
At any rate, we're out of phase 2. The bomb rocks just finished growing, so she's gonna use these bomb rocks essentially to try to end phase 3 a little bit early. The mirror slug's gonna make a big hole and pop its head out from underground again. And ordinarily you'd have to attack it so it bursts out from the sand, but the bomb rocks will kill it while it's still underground and skip the last like phase of charging at it. So it's a small time save, but of course she got it. So that was still a good fight.
Yep.
Hi, Elf.
And we're just gonna pass by Alf. We're just gonna leave him here. He's fine. We don't need him. He'll make his way to us at the end of the day. And we get to see Big Snappy again.
That's right.
So once again, we're blessed by our beautiful little friend here. Look at him going. It's no. So anyway, Claris just charged a bunch of reds at Big Snacky because she's a monster, but also because we're going to use Big Snacky to grow us a bunch more rocks that we're going to need for day 6. So Big Snacky is a little sacrifice for the sake of saving time. Sacrifice? Can I say sacrifice?
That works.
Okay, I guess you could say sacrifice.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so anyway, in that time, we dug up one of our fruits, because we're actually, I think we're completely out of juice now, right?
Yes.
So we dug up a convenient fruit that was right there while we're waiting on the phone anyway. But another thing we did was we threw a red Pikmin into the water, and that was intentional. During day 5, we're going to be deliberately throwing a few rocks into the water as part of a skip. So we threw a red in the water while we're waiting on the phone to come back to the ship to get that animation out of the way when we're kind of in downtime anyway. We're moving to day 5. I think we have time for a donation or two.
There's actually one thing I want to point
go
right
ahead.
now. We're playing in German right now. So German and Chinese are the 2 fastest languages in this game. They say about 4 seconds over English. So a lot of German text is a lot longer than English text. But the text length only matters in a couple specific places. And in those very specific places, German is the shortest. Like right there. That text right there. So
It's very simple.
yes, so the German somehow, by sheer coincidence, ends up being tied for the fastest along with Chinese. And it's pretty great.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we got day 5 here, so we're heading to Twilight River, and we're gonna get winged Pikmin. So obviously they can fly, and that has a lot of nice uses in a
Oh.
speed run.
I was thinking of Dave there.
So in order to allow our winged Pikmin to get on the field, so we made sure not to withdraw too many Pikmin from the onion initially, because the game only allows you to have 100 Pikmin on up to 100 Pikmin on the field, and if there's if more than 100 pop out, then they end up like getting stored in the onion instead.
Oh, swim.
Oh no! What?
What is going on?
So every once in a great while, the Pikmin will kind of get stuck on something. Those rock Pikmin are just supposed to basically swim their way across to Charlie whistling them, but just they got a little bit glitched. They got stuck on the lily pad. So we're just gonna start this from scratch to fix that real quick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens, you know. So
Yeah, it is kind of the sort of thing you'll see when you do enough of these runs. The good thing is we have more time to explain stuff because there's so much to talk about here.
Yeah, good thing it was just right at the start of the day anyhow.
yeah.
There
Just
we go.
restart.
That happens 98% of the time.
Yeah, so here's the winged onion, and so I believe the plan is to grow about 17 winged Pikmin. Like strictly speaking, you need just 10 for a couple of places, but it just speeds things up to have a few more winged Pikmin.
Oh,
So,
am I even gonna make that? Oh no! Oh no!
All right, we got there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Alf is gonna go ahead and get bomb rocks later. We'll see that.
Yeah, this game is pretty. This level is pretty tightly governed by the cycle of these lily pads. So you really want to be moving fast enough that you can make these cycles at the right time. So Claris just got on that one at the right time, so we're still on pace.
I am probably gonna miss a cycle, unfortunately, but like, whatever.
I'll show you what I know.
Alright, so here's the second fruit that we're gonna get in this row. Second and last fruit. There's a plum stuck in the ground there that the winged Pikmin are gonna
Oh!
bring over to
I'm not actually missing a cycle. Okay.
All right, we're good then.
Cool.
Yeah. There's a simpler fruit to get in day 2 that's common to get that a lot of runners prefer to get. That's a strawberry right by Brittany, but the plum does end up saving. Did you get all of them?
No, I'm just gonna have to do without.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So yeah, that stone wall over there, like you can blow it up with 3 bomb rocks. It only saves like 1.5 seconds. So it's
Yeah.
not too big a deal
If
if you don't.
Yeah. Oh, I barely managed to whistle off those wing Pikmin.
Oh, did you get them?
I missed one somewhere, but whatever.
That should
I'll
be
live
fine,
without
yeah.
a single thing.
So, yeah, the other thing the bomb rocks are good for is blowing up this wall right here, which saves more than 1.5 seconds.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know the exact amount, but yeah.
Yeah, so
We
here,
have, oh, go ahead.
alright. So here we have this person, which we're actually not going to bring back to the SS Drake, but we're going to use it as a stepping stone to get out of bounds eventually. So first we have to toss these captains up onto the person, but it's pretty finicky. You have to kind of toss them near the center, and they can very easily slip off.
The game doesn't want people to be standing in front of on top of a persimmon,
Pretty
and
much.
the game wants to slide them right off. It's definitely one of the sillier strats in the run.
Yeah, so can't really tell since my hands are off screen, but this game is motion controlled, like I'm controlling the pointer. Problem with that is that I have a lot more trouble holding it steady under pressure, so it's kind of messing me up a bit, but you know, it happens.
Motion controls end up being a decent bit faster than just using like an analog stick to control the pointer, so they're definitely optimal, but yeah, they do have a bit of a downside like that.
Yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve as well. Alright, so the Scorned Maestro here. So once it starts attacking, you want to take
Get
down
immediately interrupted by a cutscene.
Yeah. You want
Yeah,
to
the
take down
cutscenes
at
come at
least
basically
15
any
of
point
these.
along here.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Giselle.
You want to hopefully take down at least 15 of those small Scornets, and start the next phase immediately after this first phase, which again there's a damage cap. You can only do about half. And then she
Okay, I
switches to
did
the
get
other.
Yeah.
Cool. And she switches to the other captains so that the boss focuses on those other captains, and then you can switch back and you can sneak up from behind and finish it off like that.
And it's a very technical quick kill. But yeah, that was very good.
Yeah, that was smooth.
And now we're trying to bring Louis back to the onion, and that's going to involve, or to the ship, and that's going to involve.
I wish we were bringing it back to the onions.
The game would truly be easier if Louis was just Pikmin food.
Yep. So there was a bridge that we skipped building earlier, and so basically what we have to do now to bring back Louis, we have to flip Louis through this invisible wall where the end of the bridge would have been, and it's one of the more notorious tricks in the runs. A lot of people have trouble with this one.
It can be very, very inconsistent.
Yeah. This is a bit unfortunate right now.
Unfortunate, but not super uncommon. Getting it like in 3 tries is like, we take that, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Unless I taught you how to run the game, in which case you get like first try. Okay.
yeah. Giselle and I both have much better luck with that strat than Claris ever has. It's pretty absurd.
Everyone over there just gotta find that one wing that got away.
Yeah, so Claris is gonna try to get all the Pikmin back under her control before Louis gets back to the ship. She's gonna have to pick up the reds that when they finish bringing these berries back, and then she's gonna have to find the one rogue wing that's hanging around somewhere.
Oh no, it's still on the ground!
Oh.
Well, we're just gonna have to do without.
Yeah, we'll have to make do, or maybe try to find an opportunity to grow another one in another day.
Yeah, we're gonna grow a few in day 6 at least. So.
Yeah, so it just told me that I'm leaving a Pikmin behind, which is not the one in the ground, because Pikmin in the ground are safe, so I'm not sure which Pikmin that was. Oh well!
I mean, the good thing is there's no Pikmin that it could be that would be like game breaking. We have plenty of reds. We should have plenty of rocks still. We haven't lost any rocks through the day. We need, I believe, 24 rocks to fight the next boss most effectively, and we should be on pace for that. So.
Yeah.
We're gonna be growing a few wings, and we should be fine in that regard. So
yeah, if it is another wing missing, that would be a little unfortunate. That will cost me a bit of time, but
it'll cost a bit of time, but it won't like break the run. Like it's all very salvageable. So we have time for a donation or two.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yay! We have $25 from Matthew, who says, "Woke up early to catch Pikmin. Good luck on the run." And we have 25. Yay! We have $25 from Jenny, who says, "I can't believe y'all got me to love Big Snacky and then killed him with crying eyes." I know. And we have $25 from Blanche.
He was just napping. We were just taking him back to the onion for a nice nap. That was all.
I don't know. People don't seem to believe you, because we also have $25 from Blanche, who says, "R.I.P. Big Snacky." So
all right, so the onion is actually glitched here because we skipped yellows, so I had to withdraw wings separately and then the rest, or else, well, suffice to say, it acted really weird.
Alright, so this is Day 6, which features the last Pikmin type of the game, Blue Pikmin. And Blue Pikmin actually serve a really important purpose in this level. They make an invisible wall disappear. That's literally it. We grow exactly one blue Pikmin, which makes the invisible wall before the boss disappear, and then we don't really do anything with that Pikmin for the rest of the game. A lot of the things that blue Pikmin are good for, winged Pikmin kind of take their place, and we skip a lot of the specifically underwater stuff, so blue Pikmin are mostly there as a relic of Pikmin 1 and 2. But we're already at the boss. All I'm talking about Big Snacky, which, I mean, honestly deserved.
Yeah, so we did another loading zone warp just to get to the boss there, to get all the Pikmin here.
This is the Quagmire Clops. the first thing we have to do is break this crystal, which requires, I believe, 24 rocks. So, once we break it, we charge the foot again to stun it once again. And then Claris is going to hold off on throwing her Pikmin. She's waiting for an audio cue. Because
I actually don't think it's an audio cue anymore, but yeah.
Well, she's waiting for a different cue. If she starts throwing the reds too soon, the Myroclops will shake the Pikmin off, and then you can't get this quick kill. So yeah, she
Yeah, my cue is actually wait a second after Captain starts saying something.
Okay.
That's my cue now.
You taught me an audio cue.
That was my cue for literally the past 2 days, and that's it.
I don't know, I think Clara's keeping all the best strats for herself. So we're trying to just build this bridge to get Louie back to the ship. So you have Pikmin working on bridge pieces. She goes ahead and breaks the claw of that crab enemy. I call him the Crabicado because he's got an avocado inside of him. And that way it doesn't eat any Pikmin. She's gonna take out this dwarf bulborb to grow a few more wings. And at this moment, can we have a serious time for just a bit, please? Thank you all for joining me in that moment of silence for Big Snacky. And that's the end of day 6.
Yeah. Alright, we have time for a few more donations now.
Probably snacky ones.
That was a beautiful moment of silence. We do have another snacky donation. We have $50 from Kirby Masta, who says, "Hi, Big Snacky. Bye, Big Snacky. 50 Pikmin towards Big Snacky's choice. Or, I mean, dollars toward Claris's choice." Oh man, we have so much love for...
Yeah, Kirby is actually racing me in 3 houses on Friday, so be sure to catch that if you can.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we have time for another donation or two.
Sounds good. We have $25 from Deb, who says, "Pikmin has a special place in my heart, right next to Doctors Without Borders. Let's give some love to all these amazing speedrunners and the GDQ staff for hosting these fundraisers year after year." And we have $10 from My Hero Zero, who just says, "All right, I'll bite. What's a Mario?" Chat, can you help them? Can you help them understand what a Mario is?
The Mario and snack.
Yeah.
All right. So we're getting into day 7 now. Giselle, you want to take it away?
Sure. Yeah, so day 7, we're going to Formidable Oak, so it's the last area. So the goal is just to defeat the final boss, the Plasm Wraith, and rescue Olimar to finish the any percent run. And so just like day 6, so the onion menu at the beginning is gonna be glitched, and I just wanted to say, like, it's pretty cool that the game just allows us to finish the run like without even activating the yellow onion, and it's just like, it's a little bit weird, but you know, it's finishable, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The game clearly expects there to be yellow Pikmin, because you see briefly the image of yellow Pikmin appear in the onion menu, because the game is very confused, but the game doesn't care. Rescue Olimar doesn't matter how many yellow Pikmin you have, in this case 0.
Yep.
So there's our first taste of the Plasm Wraith right here. We're going to be seeing a whole lot of it through this level. Hopefully not too much.
Yeah, so we withdrew the blue Pikmin at the beginning, but we don't actually need it for anything else. We just withdrew to make the onion menu happy, pretty much, and we're just gonna leave it there so that we have fewer Pikmin colors to cycle through.
And also, if anything happens, you know, things could go wrong. If that blue Pikmin were to die, we'd have a little cutscene of a new blue seeds being sprouted. We want to avoid that risk.
So here, we're going to use Queen Pikmin to get on the other side of this bag to push it, so she doesn't have to go all the way around with the captain.
Yeah, it's a nice little shortcut there.
And now she's going to build part of the upcoming bridge, but it's not going to take the trouble to build the whole bridge, but just enough to build
You
the
don't-
cross. What?
Well,
The cross bridging you across?
That's new. That's never happened before.
Yeah, so the Snitch Bug really knew what it was doing there.
so just absolutely here to waste our time.
Yep. Alright, so Claris used a loading zone warp to get a bunch of Pikmin over here, and for now she's just gonna walk up this tree route, and getting on top of the wall just allows us to skip a bunch of puzzles in this room. So
Yeah, now,
like,
now we're out of
building
bounds and we're
bridges
gonna...
and stuff.
Now we just gotta wait until the winged Pikmin carrying Olimar catch up to us, and then essentially we can just skip ahead to the end of the level.
Yeah.
Plasma Wraith is lagging way behind again. Oh my... Whoa, he... What? Where?
Is there a chance it's way ahead?
Well... Oh. Well...
We did lose a little bit of time to the bridge getting grabbed. I guess it's okay though.
Not too much.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually going to wait on Plasma Wraith here, because there's a chance I could walk over this and Plasma Wraith would appear and immediately catch me.
Yeah.
So that's something I have to avoid.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Giselle.
Yeah, so a lot of this day is just like kind of figuring out kind of what order to accomplish things so that Plasma Break doesn't get too close to Olimar here, and just not losing too much time with bringing Olimar in the first place. There's just a few moving parts to keep track of.
By the way, time.
Creature.
This is final boss, so time's coming up in just a bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be very sudden
Yeah.
when it happens.
Hopefully in 20 seconds, but we'll see.
Oh, I hope.
So the plan here is just to use all these bomb rocks that were gathered up. It's gonna get it to a sliver of health and hopefully finish it off right here.
Time!
There you go.
Nice.
GG.
Yeah. So if
That's a very
the
good
Plasma
kill.
Wraith is able to recover, then it waits like a lot more time. So it's very, very nice to just get that at the end of the run.
Yeah, and regrettably, that's just like another RNG thing. Plasma Wraith could shake off the stun from the bomb rocks sooner, could go into the air, could start reabsorbing its body, and could end up wasting a lot of time. So that was all very well behaved.
Yeah. Worst case, a bomb rock gets delayed and you blow up like 80 of your Pikmin.
Yeah. I still gotten a quick kill after blowing up. I believe it was 78 Pikmin. So that was fun.
Yeah. You can still salvage it. It's just, incredibly
Harder.
difficult.
It's a lot of
bit
chaos
hard.
for the end of the run, but we got through.
Yeah. Having to restart on day 5 was unfortunate. That was a pretty good run. Aside
That
from
was very good.
Yeah.
You got good Monad RNG, good Plasma Wraith RNG. A lot of things behaved really well, and
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, day 3 went great. It was a little
Yeah.
scary, but it went great.
Oh yeah. The day 3 was terrifying, but
And
I finished it.
to the big snacky fans in the audience, I have a little bit of a treat for you all. Wait for it, and look, see? He's fine. He got better. He was just taking a little nap, came into the ship for a little snack. He's fine. It's all good. So, no worries.
Yeah.
Everything's
All right, that was a very good run, Claris.
Yeah. That's about it for us here. So,
Yep.
thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
I have
thanks
been
for having
Shining
us.
Espeon.
And then Claris.
And Giselle, thanks for having me.
Follow us for more big snacky content.
Right.
Wow, thank you so much for that incredible run. And I am so happy that we got to confirm that Big Snacky was in fact okay. That was really the thing I was looking for at the end of the run. So I'm feeling much happier now that I've got that confirmed. There were so many amazing donations coming in during that run, especially for Pikmin. $30 from Nick O, who says, after a long day, it is very nice to unwind watching one of my very favorite games and runners. Pikmin and GDQ are both about how the collective effort of many can do great things, and also how everyone should stay hydrated with delicious fruit juice. Good luck, Claris. Great reminder to stay hydrated. I know that for me, I've been watching for quite some time. I've got my water, I've got some tea in front of me. Make sure you're keeping track of that for yourself as well. We also have $10 from Doc Reactions, who says, watching this fabulous event with my best mate Rufus the dog in New Zealand. Thanks for this amazing Pikmin run. Man, the content just doesn't stop. We're about to head to an awesome interview, so I hope you all enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for watching Summer Games Done Quick 2021. I'm Yellow Killer Bee, and today I am joined by Zuketra, who is going to be running Nintendogs very soon. Thanks so much for joining me, Zuketra.
No problem. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, I mean, if anyone knows Nintendogs, I think the first thing they think is, what a natural speed run to choose. So, like, can you tell us how you ended up deciding to run this game?
So it's a bit of a long story. So me and my friend Carskullhide, we used to speedrun Portal together back in about 2015. We were taking the concept of running your favorite childhood games, but trying to come up with sort of unconventional ones. So we were thinking about Sims and Wii Sports and stuff like that, and Nintendogs came up. But we looked into it at the time, and these consoles are like $150 if you want one with a capture card. So we kind of wrote that off. Like we're not paying $150 to speedrun Nintendogs. Then a couple of years down the line, Mook, my commentator for this run, and another guy had both done a run. I thought I might as well give it a go. So I finally gave it a go after a couple of years and spent that money, regrettably.
I mean, who knew Nintendogs would have such a paywall to get into it? But now that you're in and enjoying Nintendogs, I mean, it's quite a unique game. It uses a lot of voice commands, and sometimes the dog listens and sometimes not so much. But like, how has that kind of developed as the speedrun has come along and kind of changed in the way you give those commands?
So the Nintendo DS microphone is very poor quality. So no matter how consistent you are with the voice commands, there's always a part of it that just comes down to it being a terrible microphone. Um, it also depends on your accent. It seems Mook, who has the world record, just uses conventional sit down, lie down, and shake commands. But I've found it easier to use just letters. So I'll say E, for example, instead of sit down and then other things for lie down and shake. And it sort of seems to be work better for me, but I guess it depends person to person.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's like the one of the instances of like hardware RNG. It's like, will the microphone hear me? You know, will it understand? How much of the variance in like the dog actually listening and responding quickly is like RNG in the game? How much do you think is the microphone? And how much do you think is just like variations in the way that you're saying the commands?
It's kind of difficult to tell really because run to run, the dog can just be more playful, and you're trying to give it a command that maybe it listens to, but because it's just started rolling over, it'll roll over for the next 5 seconds. So it might have worked, but you never really know. You can't really tell with Nintendogs. Um, it's I think once you find the commands that work well and the microphone picks up well, it's kind of consistent, but
Mhm.
still not very.
So give us some examples of like what's a good name that you found has worked really well, and like what are some names that the dog just doesn't like to respond to?
So, names that work well are like punchy short things that have, hard hitting letters that you can distinctly hear. So calling the dog dog, for example, or Bombay, like I've done in the past, they work well. But any sort of soft voices, I ask my chat to give me dog names a lot of the time when I'm playing, and if they give me like Wilfred or Charlie or something like that, they never work. They just never work.
So, I mean, it's definitely like a combination that you've kind of worked towards finding the things that work the best, but nothing's like super consistent because it's still Nintendogs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, what other instances besides just getting the dog to listen of RNG, pop up during the run?
So if you get a dog that happens to be very playful, when you're taking him for a walk, he'll just roll over or start sniffing things and just waste just excessive amounts of time for no reason. You can get a dog that's scared of being in tunnels, so he'll stop in tunnels when you're doing the agility course. You can get one that seems to be slow for some reason when you're trying to catch the frisbee, so you'll throw the frisbee and the dog will just walk and just let it flop to the ground every time. So there's a lot of different things, and I don't know if it varies dog to dog or if it's going to happen one in every 10,000, times or something. But it takes a lot out of you when that stuff happens in the middle of a run.
And that's actually one thing I love about this run that just makes it so interesting is that you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you could get the most perfectly behaved dog or the exact opposite. So it's kind of keeps it interesting every time. So one last question: when's Nintendogs plus Cats run happening?
I don't know. I think that might have to be a something I work on after GDQ. I've reached the big stage with Nintendogs now. Then I can start on the next game.
Time to
add,
move
add
on to
those cats in and see what happens.
Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Zuketra. Make sure to tune in for Zuketra's run of Nintendogs later today. And one more time, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody, and enjoy the rest of today's marathon.
I didn't think I could get more excited for Nintendogs, but wow, that run I think is going to be amazing. And I know a lot of you out there are also dog lovers. We have $25 from Icon who says, "Greetings from Sweden. Thank you for being such a wonderful and inclusive event. Here's to MSF and to that other donator's poor dog. Pet that dog." We also have $25 from the Ben Jack who says, "Great event, great cause. Thank you to everyone involved and everyone donating. Good luck to all the runners." And we have $100 from Anonymous, who says, Star Tropics doggos can have a little pet as a treat. And please do keep donating for that. We still have a ways to go. We're currently at $2,677.41 out of a needed $4,000 to pet the dogs in Star Tropics 2. I know so many of you out there really love dogs. Please, please help us meet this incentive. It's gonna be amazing. And to give you a little bit more time to get those donations in, we're gonna go to a quick break, but we'll be back before you know it. See you then.